So the pandemic student loan moratorium will be expiring soon, and millions of people are going to have to go back to paying their debt. Many progressive representatives are pushing for the president to use his authority to cancel that debt. The argument being, if people weren't trapped in their student loans, they would be free to spend their money on other things. And they're not wrong. Freeing up that amount of money to flow into the economy would be a real shot in the arm. But for all the relief eliminating student debt would give to millions of Americans, it would piss off just as many who had scrimped and saved and taken extra shifts and not bought real estate to pay off their loans. Not to mention the amount of people who didn't go to college because they couldn't afford it. Do we really want to tell them that they could have gone if they'd only been just a little bit more irresponsible and taken on debt they couldn't afford? It's not a good look. And doing it would really lean into the idea that liberals are elite and entitled, because this debt relief, it's only going to go to people who went to college. But people being angry that they didn't get what other people can now have isn't reason enough not to do something. I don't think we should do it because it doesn't ultimately change anything. The problem isn't the loans. The problem is the interest. Why are the interest rates so high? There are so many people in America who have already paid double for their education. People who long ago paid off the principal but are still mired in debt because of the interest. You can't declare bankruptcy, you can't move forward financially, and the loan follows you around like an albatross. Eliminating a lot of people's student loans won't change that. What we need to do is eliminate the predatory interest. When the moratorium stops, so should the ridiculously high interest payments. We need to re-examine these loans, credit the principal with the interest paid to date. If you've already paid back your original loan, you should be done. If you still owe a certain amount, you should owe it at 1 or 2%, but not some ridiculously high compounding rate. You should owe what you borrowed with a reasonable administration cost, because it is still a business after all, and people need to get paid. But that low rate should remain fixed for all student loans going forward. People trying to better their lives should at the very least get the same rate banks do. Simply eliminating student debt wouldn't solve anything because it wouldn't change anything, and we'll only be right back here in 5 years. I think everyone can agree that if you take on a loan, you should be expected to pay back that loan. But what we shouldn't be okay with is using people seeking a higher education as a major source of income. No American trying to move their life forward should be trapped in an endless loop of interest that ends up holding them back. That is the problem we should be fixing. Student loans shouldn't have to be forgiven because it should be possible for everyone to pay them back.